12 Sports presents coverage of high school girls basketball. Tonight, the season opener for the Armstrong Falcons as they host district rival Cooper. Hello and welcome to Armstrong High School. John Jacobson along with Ariel McDonald. And it's great to start another season of high school basketball. When it's the first game of the year, like it is for Armstrong, or just the second for Cooper, it's always a fun time to be in the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. When you show up, especially the first game of the season, you have that ambition, you have that optimism. You don't have any reference of failure. So right now, look for Armstrong to come out with a lot of energy. Cooper, much older team, very experienced, play very competitively. Look for them to try to slow the pace down early.
Cooper got a win the other night against Tutina Grace, 62-58. As I mentioned, first game of the season for Armstrong. What advantage, if any, does that give Cooper that they've got one game under their belts 2 nights ago?
Well, you know, when you start out the very beginning of the season, what you're allowed to do is, after a game, go over your mistakes. So if you're Armstrong right now, you don't know what's going to happen. So even though there's a degree of optimism where you can win and try to come out here and compete, look for Cooper, because they already have that one game underneath their belt, to really take advantage of the opportunity.
Let's look at our key players, both of them sophomores, but not young in as far as varsity time is concerned. They're both returning starters, beginning with Cooper. Asia Wheeler, what a good opening night against the Eagles on Tuesday.
Yeah, she started out fabulous, but like you said before, she has a reference point from last year, so she knows how to get herself into the game. With one game underneath her belt, look for her to be very calm and relaxed and able to perform well.
And for Armstrong, Masengo Matunda was their leading scorer a year ago. She's played since 8th grade, her second year now as a starter, and I'm sure anxious to get this season underway.
Oh yeah, look for some jitters early on. She's young, but she's definitely a great player. But look for her early on, a little bit of struggle just to get herself involved in the game, and then that second half, that's when she usually takes off.
Ariel, I'm sure you remember your rivalry games back in high school, and these two schools are rivals being in the same school district. What extra flavor does that bring to the game?
Well, you know what? We got some kids in the stands right now, so I'm sure the kids will give them energy. The girls, I'm sure, are very anxious and excited. But, you know, the one thing about Armstrong, they play in a very competitive conference. And even though they're young, maybe you look at their record from the last year. Don't be fooled by that. They play in a very competitive conference, so starting out this year, an early start, new beginning, look for it to be a very interesting game.
It was a 2-point game when these teams played a year ago to start the season. We'll come back in a moment with the starting lineups and the tip-off. Cooper Armstrong High School girls basketball next on 12 Sports.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
We are live on this Thursday night at Armstrong High School for Cooper Armstrong High School girls basketball on 12 Sports. John Jacobson along with Ariel McDonald. Starters about to be introduced out on the floor. Cooper in the white with their navy and orange trim. Armstrong in their home reds with the white and the blue. Let's look at the starting lineups for each of these teams, starting with the visiting Hawks. Alexis Nance, 5'10" sophomore, is the center. Kiara Coops, 5'8" junior forward. And their guards, Asia Wheeler, 5'7" sophomore. TT Longs, Tanisha Longs is number 4. And then Jahia Gaston is the other guard. And for Armstrong, their post players, Mira Wolf and Ash Patterson, a couple of seniors. And the guards, Tiana James, Carly Kershaw, and the single Matunda. Kershaw, a veteran from last year, and like Matunda and Wheeler that we talked about, just a sophomore, and so there's some good young talent to go along with veterans on both sides of the court.
Yeah, you know, young group out here when you're talking about Armstrong, but like we said, you know, young players, but they play in a very competitive conference, and so they kind of took their lumps, if you will. And so they're prepared. It's the first game of the season. You feel optimistic. You think anything is possible. So look for them to come out with a lot of energy.
A lot of high school basketball coming your way on 12 Sports this winter. Our next telecast will be next Tuesday. Hopkins at home against St. Michael Albertville. Two teams ranked in the top 5 to begin the season. Hopkins number 1, St. Michael Albertville number 4. Hopkins will host the annual Tip-Off Classic this Saturday, an all-day basketball event. 12 girls games and 4 boys games going on in the 2 courts at the Lindbergh Center at Hopkins High School. That's always a fun afternoon of basketball, morning and afternoon, and into the evening. On the boys Tip-Off Classic comes up the following weekend. Ash Patterson, the last of the starters to be introduced, and we're about ready for basketball here tonight at Armstrong. There's always that excitement, Ariel, around that first game. You can't wait to get out on the court and get started. As a coach, you try to rein that in a little bit, or just let them go out and play?
You know, first game, it's always up for grabs. So I think most coaches have the feeling that, you know, maybe they'll just let them go out there and play, because whether you win or lose the first game is not so important. It's just whether you're playing the right way. And so that's what most coaches are looking for when they set their agendas in practice and as they're preparing for the first game. They just want to see you come out the first game playing the right way, and then after that game, then they can look to make adjustments and things of that nature.
Antoine Easley in the middle there. He's the head coach for Armstrong. They were 13-15 a year ago. Cooper Hawks coming off a 17-12 season. Antoine Easley already his 12th year as head coach here at Armstrong. Kiara Buford, the former Gopher standout, now in her 3rd year as head coach at Cooper. The Hawks 17-12 a season ago. Really got a chance to build this program, and I think it's so important for men and young men and women to have a player that they can look up to that's not too far away from their age, that maybe they know a little bit about, and I think Kiara Buford brings that to the Cooper program. Tip is out of bounds, and first possession of the game will go to Armstrong.
As you're talking about Buford, obviously look at how they just start off the game. Full court pressure, really getting after it. They want to set the tone early. They're 1-0, and so they want to come out very aggressive.
Possession actually to Cooper. I thought they had pointed to the left. They apparently just pointed the wrong way. Hey, it's early in the season for the referees, too, right?
That's right. They got to
for the announcers. So Cooper with the opening possession of the game. Drew Gaston is number 5. Coops, and inside they go to Lexi. And Lexi Nance has her first shot block. Hawks get the ball back to Longs. Out on the wing, TT Longs. Now it comes to Wheeler. Popping out is Coops. Right side, good ball movement on this possession. The Longs. Long pass across. Gaston driving and is fouled, and we'll go to the hoop for 2.
Cooper opening possession, very deliberate. You could see that they were really looking for Nance inside. Looks like they run a flex offense, and what they're trying to do is try to take advantage of their size and their length and try to get some easy looks inside on the post.
Gaston last year averaged 14 points per game. She and Wheeler very close in points per game a season ago for the Hawks. And the junior missing on both free throws. Scramble for the loose ball, and the Hawks get it back. Driving Wheeler into traffic, and we'll get a blocking foul in the paint on Latanda. And be another possession, another inbound here for Cooper on the second Armstrong foul. Nance is cut off, has to come back out. 3-point shot missed by Gaston, and now Armstrong will finally get its first possession.
And you see Cooper really applying pressure early on. Going to try to rattle the guards. You know, they're young, maybe a little inexperienced. So most coaches, what their thought process is, if they're young, you got to get after them.
Now it's Rotunda with it. You saw James bring the ball up and pass into the lane. Turnover for Armstrong, and the Hawks have it. Driving to the basket and scoring the first field goal is T.T. Longs.
T.T. Long taking advantage of that gap right there. Just really bringing it up the floor, being very aggressive. Armstrong to a slow start right now. Cooper really kind of controlling the tempo. We're already about, 4 minutes into the game, and Armstrong really hasn't had possession of the ball.
Wolf down low to Patterson, who gets fouled by Wheeler.
A little deflection there as you want to take advantage of any kind of steal opportunities and push the pace, and there's Cooper finishing the bucket at the end.
Patterson averaged just over 8 points a game last year. Misses on the first free throw. Was a 56% free throw shooter. She's got another try to get Armstrong on the board here.
And Patterson's going to be battling all night against Nance, so she's going to have to make sure on the offensive end that she makes Nance play some defense and try to get her into foul trouble.
Nance with the ball near midcourt and able to get it off for Longs, and now it's Wheeler. Coops and to Gaston. Gaston looking inside. Finds Longs on the left wing. And another Cooper, a patient Cooper possession here. We get a foul.
You know, it's so interesting, too, when you have former players and they're still kind of not too far removed from the game, they really make players really work on offense. And there you see really Cooper just being very deliberate in every offensive attack.
Traveling whistled against Gaston on that drive. Look at it again.
Hard drive there, just tried to split that gap.
Mira Wolf playing good defense, forced the turnover. Runner in the lane, up and in. Rotunda getting Armstrong their first basket and their first lead at 3-2. Drive by Wheeler. And she's fouled before she went up with the shot. With that last basket.
It's a great dribble drive move there, just recognizing the situation. And, you know, I always tell young players, use that window. You know, the window's always friendly.
Big foul call, Ariel. That's on Mutanda. That's already her second.
Oh.
She's going to have to come out. It's fourth team foul on Armstrong. Mutanda now will have to come out of the lineup. Jordan Bloom, 5'6" sophomore. Number 4 will replace her in the lineup. For Cooper, Lauren Johnson, number 3, and she's got the ball now. Driving in from the wing. Ball blocked from behind by Kershaw. Back comes Armstrong, knocked away by Johnson. Knocking it away from James, out of bounds. It'll be Armstrong's basketball.
Even with Mutanda out of the game, you know, Cooper, they run a real structured offense. They're very patient. So that can maybe play into the hands of Armstrong, buy Mutanda some time where she can rest on the bench.
And steal here, the step in by Gaston, but couldn't control the ball, and it's out of bounds And then back to Armstrong. Not quite a turnover. Not full possession for Gaston, so it's the Falcons' ball.
If you're Coach Easley, you're just worried about maintaining possession of the ball and controlling the game, especially with Matanda on the bench. So if you can run structured offenses where you're patient, you know Cooper's going to be patient. Maybe it'll give you enough time to get her back in the game and make a way to get maybe a lead. Great shot there.
Patterson, nice shot off the glass over Coops and in to make it 5-2.
She took advantage of Nance leaving the game, so she was very aggressive on that offensive end right there. She's going to have to do that. We're going to have balance from the inside outside.
Tough runner, but Gaston gets it to drop. Her first points tonight. And it's 5-4. Break up in the backcourt on the ball by Gaston. Very active defensive player. And Armstrong will keep possession. Look at that last hoop. Ju Gaston just taking it right there. A nice job on the pull-up, too. Yep. That she didn't get a charge or get her shot blocked.
It's called taking what the defense gives you. If they sag off you, you got to pull up. If they come up too close to you, then you blow right past them.
Kershaw out on the wing. A try from there is good by Bloom.
It's a great sign there.
And a sophomore with a 3 to give him Armstrong an 8-4 lead. That is up and in. Coops gets the basket and is fouled.
If you're Armstrong, you want to eliminate second chance opportunities. Great drive there, staying physical, not giving up there. There's Coops rebounding, giving them second chance opportunities. That's a good recipe for keeping yourself ahead in the game.
Fouls on Patterson, her first. Coops completes the 3-point play, and it's 8-7. You know, for Armstrong and for Coach Easley, not only is he concerned about Matanda getting 2 fouls, that's already 5 team fouls on Armstrong. We've only played 4 minutes. Nice release by Patterson. A good block by Wheeler. Gets back to block the shot. Back comes Cooper in transition. Johnson for Coops, and now Wheeler. Back to Lauren Johnson. 3-point shot partially blocked by Kershaw. And foul on the floor on Cooper. And this will go against TT Long's, her first, team second. But getting back to Armstrong, the 5 team fouls already, Ariel, and you can send Cooper to the line pretty quickly on this phase.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful, especially letting Cooper get into the transition offense. Because when you get into transition, normally you have odd numbers, and that's when fouls start to escalate even more. So look for Armstrong maybe to go zone, try to slow this thing down, compensate for fouls, keep Cooper in front of him.
Elizabeth Breitbach in the game for Armstrong. Nice pass down court. Bloom had released and gets the easy layup for 2.
You know, Cooper very aggressive on that defense. So they stood in front of all their players. So Armstrong taking advantage, throwing the ball over the top. Bloom able to run it down. Nice little pump fake there off the window, 2 points.
And a timeout for Coach Buford and Cooper. With 13.5 minutes to play in the first half. To a good start offensively tonight. 10-7 Armstrong.
If you're Armstrong, you got to feel comfortable where you are right now. Best players on the bench. You're Cooper. You can see that Coach Buford is really trying to get her team to run offense, to be very patient. She wants to see that they are doing what they practice. So they're a little patient. They got some great athletes out there, some fast girls. So you would think that they'd be running up and down, but early on, you know, in the season, most coaches, they want to see that you know what you're doing and that you can execute offense, because as you start to go and play in tougher competition, you have to be able to do that. Here's looks like Armstrong 3-2 zone, like a matchup. So trying to protect themselves from foul trouble. Great adjustment by Coach Easley there. And a steal.
Steal. Kershaw getting the ball ahead. Laying it for James up and off the glass. Nice little adjustment at the window to put it in. Tiana James with her first basket. Wheeler driving into traffic. Ball on the baseline out of bounds as James tried to take it back the other way for Armstrong. I think Wheeler will try to do that a lot tonight, create contact and hope to get the foul call. Didn't get it that time. So look at the basket a moment ago by Tiana James. It's a 5-point Armstrong lead. Hawks with the ball. Gaston trying to cut into that with a three. Not good. Johnson with the offensive board. She'll pop the three. Comes up short. Rebounded by Bloom.
Great box out there by Bloom. Didn't even have to jump. Sealed her man, got the rebound. That's what you want to do if you're Cooper. If you're Armstrong. Eliminate Cooper. Only one shot opportunities, rebound, and go ahead and play fast break basketball.
Kersel's shot comes up short. Now comes Gaston for Cooper. Wheeler three ball. Gaston with the offensive board, and it's tied up with James. Alternate possession will give the ball to Armstrong.
Here we go. We got Mutanda coming back in. Coach Easley probably going to protect her and play that matchup 2-3 zone, keep her out on the perimeter so she doesn't get any unnecessary fouls. But this change of defense is kind of, throwing Cooper off a little bit.
Kiara Wheeler, just an 8th grader, 5'10", 8th grader, number 21 in for Cooper, and traveling whistled against Jessica Hanley, who's in for Armstrong.
Yeah, Jessica saw the play, but at the last second, little indecision. Coaches always teach their players, don't be hesitant, don't be indecisive. That first thought, that instinctive thought that you have in your mind, always follow that first.
Long's in, and Gaston will get a rest for Cooper.
Armstrong back to man to man.
Harvey, number 10 in the game for Cooper. There's a missed opportunity in the paint. It comes back to Armstrong. Matanda off on the wing to Breitbach. Back to Matanda. Got a curl around into the paint. Up off the glass and in.
Matanda, she's a good ball player. She can really handle that ball. Quick, explosive.
Wheeler travels. A turnover for Cooper.
There's Matanda using that screen and roll, really hesitate on the dribble, then explodes through the move and finishes it for the left-hand layup.
Kershel to the corner with the pass, one dribble, and the handoff to Hanley. Ball tipped in the air, out of bounds, still Armstrong basketball. You gotta be so careful when you're playing Cooper, though. They are very active defensively, looking for the deflections and steals.
Yeah, they do a lot of helping off the ball. I mean, if they're defending an individual player in front of them, a weak side player may come help and dig, try to get some steals, but you can see the emphasis is to create tempo, to force Armstrong into mistakes.
Bloom missing on the three, but the Falcons get the offensive board. Bloom not afraid to shoot. Fires up another one, did not make it. And we get a whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be whistled on Kershel here. Trying to get the rebound. There's the second miss, and then Kershel got tangled up inside, and she's actually the one that's whistled for the foul. So that's her first. All 5 Armstrong starters have at least one foul. Now the 6th team foul. So Cooper's in the bonus for the last 11 plus minutes of this opening half. But they trail by 7. Harvey, the pass now left side, it goes to Wheeler. Up top, Longs off the hands of Kiara Wheeler, and it's a Cooper turnover. So the Hawks having some troubles on the last several possessions, turning the ball over, not getting themselves even shots at the hoop. Patterson on the block, turns and over the rim and missed.
It's a good move, though. It was a solid move.
Just didn't drop for Wheeler. Back out to Johnson. Wheeler trying to go inside again to Kiara Wheeler.
Yeah, that battle between Patterson and Wheeler, I mean, those girls, they're down there competing. They're banging each other, trying to fight for position on both ends of the floor. Patterson trying to stop Wheeler from posting up. Wheeler trying to stop Patterson from posting up. And I'm sure both coaches, their idea is go at each other, feed each other, and go at that opponent, try to make her pay.
Lauren Johnson picking up the foul for Cooper, her first, team's 3rd. Matanda. Now it's in the paint, and a tie-up from behind. Breitbach had the ball, but coming around from behind was Lauren Johnson to get a hand on it and force a tie-up, and in this case, turnover and the alternate possession. It's back to Cooper.
Lauren Johnson really lucky she didn't get a foul call there because she was from behind, and referees normally call that foul. Very fortunate on that possession.
Longs to Harvey. Back out to Longs. Gaston will drive to the basket and is fouled from behind. She'll go to the line for 2. Foul will be on Bloom, her first. Gaston missed on her 2 earlier free throw tries. We'll go back to the stripe here.
Armstrong, a little, early on, making a lot of fouls. But I'm one of those people who believes you should use fouls. They just have to be smart fouls. They got 10 players or 12 players. You have 50 fouls, 60 fouls to give. There's no need to finish a game with 20 fouls. You should use your foul. You just have to use them smart. In particular, players beating you, you want to stop that ball. You don't want to give easy layups. So Armstrong, those fouls are probably keeping them in the game.
Gaston hits 2 free throws this time. Armstrong breaks the pressure, gets it into the front court. Patterson in some trouble and is fouled by Gaston. First on Jude Gaston and the 4th team foul for the Hawks. Here Wolf back in and Hanley out for Armstrong. Wolf to James, and Armstrong will reset here. They have a 5-point lead nearing the midway point of the first half. Skip pass across. Matondo, and coming in and perhaps picking up another foul is Gaston, who thought she had tied that up or forced to travel.
That was a tough call there. Matondo really not on balance there. So, if you're a coach, you get frustrated with those calls because you thought you had a steal there or an opportunity for a turnover. Just unfortunate.
Gaston will come out now having picked up her 2nd foul. James draws the double team, 1 dribble to the corner to Wolf. Patterson up above the block, shot partially blocked by Kiara Wheeler, gets it back out. Matondo, the runner, off the glass and good. He's so good at those shots that seem like they're a little bit out of control, but she gets them in control, finds the window and uses it. Outside jumper missed. Scramble for the ball inside between Kershaw and Lauren Johnson. Look at that last basket.
Matondo showed us the ability to use the screen and roll, or at least pump fake and dribble drive left and right. So she's showing her repertoire. She's showing that you can't really favor one side or the other. She's able to finish on both sides.
Last foul is on Lauren Johnson. That's her 2nd. So both Johnson and Gaston with 2 fouls each for the Hawks, and Matondo with 2 for Armstrong. That ball missed, rebounded, but then taken back by Breitbach. And they called on the turnover. It's back to Cooper. No, we get a timeout, excuse me. Timeout by Armstrong. Coming here with 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. With that last sequence a moment ago. Good step in defensively by Jessica Hanley. Kershaw, and then we get to timeout call.
Haley using that veteran savvy. She's a senior. She looks really comfortable out there, knows her role. So she just used the oldest trick in the book. Sometimes you turn your back on a player and then come back to the ball, and then someone throws you the ball and puts it in your hand. So just giving her team another opportunity, another chance to score.
I think Armstrong, Coach Easley saw perhaps his players though in trouble, and a good timeout to take in this play.
Yeah, right now at 8:30, 16-9. You want to take advantage of any kind of turnovers you can get, so you can stay in this game.
One dribble by Kershaw and hands it off to Wolf. James through a lot of traffic there. Finally able to shovel it off to Kershaw. Hanley back to Kershaw. Baseline jumper missed. And the rebound to Coops. And out of bounds. Turned to pass over, trying to get it to Asia Wheeler.
Last 2 possessions for Cooper, unforced turnovers. And as a coach, that's the kind of thing you discuss at halftime, that you're talking about unforced turnovers. You're going to get turnovers, but what you don't want are unforced turnovers. And the last 2 possessions, just careless turnovers by Cooper.
Sierra Lynch, you saw her a moment ago, number 11 in the lineup for Cooper. She's a sophomore. Armstrong turning it over here on the pass intended for Patterson. Long's front court for Cooper. Off to Asia Wheeler, and a 3-pointer is good. Her first basket tonight. Mentioned she had 20 points the other night against Tutino Grace.
So now she's ready to get rocking and rolling. A 3-point shot, especially for these young kids. They love to see that ball go in the basket. Look for her to continue her aggressiveness.
Steal by Coops, her second. The last couple of possessions. Back come the Hawks. Down the lane, up and in. A basket by Longs.
Last 2 possessions, unforced turnovers. Cooper still applying that defensive pressure. Now coming back with their 5-0 run of their own.
Kershaw in traffic. It's tied up and we'll get a foul whistled against Longs.
Nice little penetrating kick out. Great steal there by Coops, starting the fast break. That's what Cooper needs to do if they want to kind of put this game away before halftime. They got to get defensive stop, force turnovers, and get out in fast break. When you're playing on the road, those are things that you want to do early, because it's going to be hard enough just trying to score in half-court offense. So anytime you can force a turnover, get out in transition, that's what you want to be able to do.
Foul call a moment ago on Kiara Coops' Cooper's 7th, sending Carly Kershaw to the line. She hits 1 out of 2. And the rebound belongs into the front court. Asia Wheeler from the other side this time with a free try. That won't go. Rebounded, though, by Sierra Lynch. And then coming over is James and committing the foul on Longs.
No, I like what Coach Easley's doing. He's mixing defenses up. And, I mean, he's not even calling it. I mean, the girls are rebounding on one end. And one part, they're in 3-2 zone. Maybe they're in a 2-3. Maybe sometimes they come back man-to-man. Very difficult for Cooper to pick that up.
TT Longs to the line for a 1-and-1. Missed it, and Kershaw rebounds. James front court for Armstrong. Wolf's pass knocked away. Steal for Cooper. There's Harvey. Bounce pass in the paint. And Nance will go to the line to shoot 2.
Nance got great post position. What we like to see, our big players, our inside players really run the floor. And Nance sprinted down the floor. She established post position. I'm sure she's upset with herself because she had an and-one opportunity right there.
Fouls on Mira Wolf, her second. So we got 3 players in each side with 2 fouls. 6.5 minutes to go before halftime. Both free throws missed by Nance.
Yeah, this first half, Cooper left some points on the table, missing those free throw opportunities. That could be the difference in putting this game away, taking Armstrong's confidence away, but,
Now it's Armstrong. It's had some turnovers here lately, and now we have a tie game. A 3-point shot for TT Long. She has 7 points, and we're tied at 17. Right back to James and into the front court. Kershaw. Back out to Hanley. In the paint to Wolf. Back to Hanley. Off her hands. Able to corral it before the over and back call, and then she traveled.
Wolf did a great thing. She was on the weak side. She flashed to the high post, but unfortunately just didn't see the opposite side as we watch Long knock down the 3-point shot. But we teach players, when you cut from the opposite side and you turn and flash, if you look opposite, probably about 70% of the time, that opposite person is open, but she just missed her there.
Under 6 minutes to play. Both teams in the bonus here. Tried by Harvey and gets it blocked by Kershaw out of bounds.
Matanda's back in the game. 5 minutes left to go, so she's got to be smart here. She can't get that third foul.
Asia Wheeler inbounding. And has it stolen by Matanda, trying to get it out to Harvey. Matanda will drive to the basket and score.
That's the easiest way to put yourself in the game defensively.
Ball tapped in the lane and taken back by Armstrong. And traveling, whistle against Breitbach, who was trying to release a pass, but moved her feet just a little bit, and it's called for the turnover. Good pressure in the backcourt by Cooper. Off the inbound, Coops misses on the short jumper. Ball out of bounds, off of Wolf. Cooper basketball. Asia Wheeler to inbound. Longs to Harvey. And back to Longs. Left side shot up and in. That's a two-pointer. And the first points tonight for Elizabeth Hepp, a 5'8" senior. We're tied at 19. Armstrong able to get the ball in the paint. Pretty good look at the hoop by Kershaw, but missed it off the glass. Back comes Cooper now trying to take the lead. Out of bounds, they'll give it right back to Armstrong.
Aja Wheeler was just 1 second late with that pass. Hepp, she made her basket cut, but right there, Wheeler had her head down a little bit, but she was wide open. But great idea, just didn't execute it.
Bloom, right corner. Missed on the three, and rebounded by Longs. Head to Harvey, a long two-point shot. Missed everything. Coops, though, offensive board up and in, and Cooper has the lead.
That's Coops' job. Give her team second chance opportunities as she crashes the board. Great position there.
Bloom back for Matanda. Entry pass to Kershaw. Missed the shot off the glass. Rebounded by Longs. Into the front court. Harvey will drive, trying to reverse. Missed it. Out of bounds off of Armstrong. Looks like it went right off of Kershaw, who was looking for a foul, I think. Look at that basket by Coops a moment ago. And down out high to Harvey. Three-point try missed. Matanda rebounding the missed shot from Asia Wheeler. Matanda into the lane to Breitbach. Now it's Wolf. Her shot won't go. Tapped around by Kershaw. Gets it back. Matanda for three and nails it. Her first three, and now has 11 points in the game.
Nice smooth stroke there by Matanda. Looks very comfortable for her.
Armstrong back in front. Three-pointer in and out for Wheeler. Rebound to Kershaw. And Wheeler fouled her.
Cooper doing a really, Armstrong doing a really good job making Cooper shoot from the perimeter. Cooper haven't been able to knock down many perimeter shots. We had Long knock down a nice little three-pointer. So you can see that with changing the defense and playing that zone sometimes forces teams to shoot from the outside. So Armstrong doing a really good job boxing out, forcing that outside shot, and making Cooper beat them.
Kershaw is 61% free throw shooter as a freshman. You can see 1 for 2 tonight. Front end of the 1-and-1 here. And not good. Patterson had a hand on it, but couldn't quite come up with the rebound. Cooper front court with Gaston. To Hemp. Harvey cross right side. Lobbing it in to Kiara Wheeler. Trying to roll the way out here. The Armstrong basketball.
Every time Cooper gets that ball in the post, Armstrong looking to double team, triple team, whatever. Get that ball out of there.
Steal by Cooper. Ball out of bounds. It'll remain with the Hawks as Longs and Gaston combine on the steal. Give her the chance to retake the lead. 2.5 minutes to play in the half. Ball to the corner, 3 ball from there, missed everything, and Wolf rebounds on the miss by Gaston. Kershaw in some trouble in the backcourt and lobs it ahead and gets it to Wolf across the timeline. Bloom fires up, not good. Long rebound to Hep, quick outlet. Here's Gaston driving and gets fouled. Foul on Bloom. That'll be her second.
As we come to the close of this half, Armstrong really want to get back on Cooper. You can see Cooper, they want to get a rebound and get in the fast break. So if you're Armstrong, when you miss, you want to sprint back, try to control that paint, stop any kind of dribble lanes, because that's where, you know, primarily Cooper's getting their points from dribble drive, either making layups, maybe second chance opportunities where they're putting the ball back in the basket. So Armstrong's got to pay attention to that.
1 out of 2 on the free throws. We're tied at 22 with 2 minutes to play in the opening half. Turnover Armstrong. Pass too long for Bloom.
Coach Easley going to get James back in there. He needs some more guard play. He needs a primary ball handler, someone who's comfortable with handling the ball and creating for others. When you got Matamba sitting on the bench, you have to put someone in there who can kind of control the ball that you feel very, very secure about, that they can control any or eliminate any kind of turnovers.
Gaston to Harbius, drives to the basket and gets fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Fouls on Patterson. That's her second. So you mentioned that you get fouls to give and you're smart about them, but at some point somebody's going to get in some serious foul trouble. That's 5 Armstrong players with 2 fouls each here. Cooper has 4 players with 2 each. Somebody's going to pick up a 3rd or a 4th or more before the night's through, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, but Armstrong, they should foul. I mean, if we look at what Cooper's doing, Wheeler hasn't scored too many points, Gaston, Johnson, they're controlling them, so they got to feel good about where they're at, even if it's putting them in a position where they have to use fouls. But that's keeping them right now in the game, and right now just with a tie score, they have an opportunity to even take the lead and go into halftime with a lead.
Both free throws missed. Kiara Wheeler got the offensive rebound but couldn't put it away. Armstrong with possession, ball knocked out of bounds. Still Armstrong basketball. There's Kershaw. Out to Hanley. High arcing 3 won't go. And pulled out of there by Relaford. Brittany Relaford in the game, a 5'6" senior. Out of bounds. There we get a foul call, looks like. Ariel, and more free throws coming.
Free throws coming, but, you know, Armstrong looks like they have a deep bunch. You know, it looks like they play 8, 9 players, so I'm sure Coach Easley, if he feels threatened a little bit, he'll go back to that zone and try to eliminate any kind of poor fouls. But you got to play aggressive. I always believe, be aggressive.
Hep 1 out of 2 on the free throws. Last foul was on Hanley, just her first. Bloom to Kershaw. Turning on Kiara Wheeler and is fouled.
John Kershaw got away with the travel. Yeah. She's very fortunate.
First foul on Wheeler. And Kershaw back to the free throw line. That's the first of 2. Tied again. Second one good. Final minute of the first half. Armstrong by 1. We expected a close game. That's what we've had. Here's Harvey from the corner. That missed. Rebounded by Kiara Wheeler. Won't go. Patterson with the board.
Kiara Wheeler knew she had an opportunity there. She clapped her hands in frustration. She's playing hard.
Drive on the baseline. Kershaw gave it away. Now here's Gaston pushing it ahead for Cooper. Gaston to the basket and gets fouled and will go to the line. Foul will be on Hanley. That's her second.
I wonder if Coach Easley's going to come back with Matanda as Cooper's pushing the fast break there. You got Long head up, finishing strong at the basket as she provocates a foul. Now, if you wonder if Coach Easley might bring Matanda back, it's 22 seconds left. They could, you know, control the last possession, maybe get another basket, going to halftime with a lead.
Gaston already 7 trips to the free throw line. She's 4 for 7. And knocks down another one. Cooper back in front. Perhaps the final possession here. Although neither team has had too long of possessions. Cooper had a couple early, but not since. Kershaw missing that one in the lane. Chance for Cooper to score before the buzzer, and Gaston gets fouled. And she'll go back to the line one more time, or 2 more times, I should say.
Well, Gaston's been living off a fast break, just getting the outlet pass and, you know, taking it coast to coast and just trying to finish strong at the basket and try to get the referee to call a foul for her, but that's important.
Hanley picks up her third. Second one also good. We get Hanley out now and Bright back in for these final seconds. Long runner by Bloom comes up short, and we are at halftime. Cooper with the biggest lead of the half coming at halftime. Ariel 27-24. Able to get some opportunities. Gaston specifically at the free throw line and cashing in late to give them the lead.
You know, the name of the game probably for this half is Cooper really pushing the pace, trying to get up the floor and get quick baskets in primary fast break. They've been doing a good job with that. Armstrong, maybe you want, if you're Coach Easley, you want to talk about making sure that you get back on fast break as soon as possible. Try to control the player standing in front of you, because as we've seen, you know, Gaston, Long, even Wheeler, they're really pushing the pace and putting Armstrong in a bad position where they're getting these poor fouls called on.
27-24, Cooper leads Armstrong at halftime. On halftime highlights and more as you're watching our coverage of high school girls basketball on 12 Sports.
Connected community experience. It's at the core of what we do, and it's what we deliver. Keep watching for a new way to think about and experience Channel 12 and Northwest Community Television.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television. You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles. What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, Don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Connected community experience. It's at the core of what we do, and it's what we deliver. Keep watching for a new way to think about and experience Channel 12 and Northwest Community Television.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Cooper leads Armstrong 27-24 in girls basketball tonight at Armstrong High School. John Jacobson and Ariel McDonald as we look at some highlights from the opening half of play. And Ariel's Armstrong early that was getting some points, but Cooper getting the turnovers, and I think that in the end is what helped give them the lead as they had more opportunities on the offensive end late in the half. Jordan Bloom knocking down a three here after that opening highlight we saw from T.T. Longs. And then this long inbound pass to Bloom. Cooper took a timeout right after this, and they were able to kind of regroup from that. They got down by as many as 7 points, but were able to come back into the lead. Now the Falcons highlight here, and the finish by Tiana James off the steal. Asia Wheeler getting a 3-point shot, one of 2 threes made by Cooper in the opening half. And then a drive to the basket by Longs, and they've been very aggressive at going at the hoop tonight and getting Armstrong into some foul trouble. Steal in the basket by Masenga Matanda, who's been the leading scorer tonight. On both sides, you look at the top scorers, Gaston, Longs, and Coops leading the way for Cooper. And Matanda with 11, Bloom 5, Kershaw and Patterson 3 points each for Armstrongs. Cooper's come back out onto the floor, and Ariel, give us some keys for the second half for each of these teams.
Keys for the second half. Armstrong obviously has to get back on defense when they miss shots. That's how right now Cooper is earning their points. They get the rebound and they push the pace and usually finish around the rim. If you're Cooper, you want to keep Armstrong playing out on the perimeter. Obviously, Matanda, she had her game high of what I think 11 points, so they want to control her. But if you're Cooper, you want to continue to keep Armstrong in front of you, continue to push the pace, force turnovers, play hard, and just maintain till the end so that maybe you can put Armstrong into more foul trouble where they have to go deeper into the bench, and then you can find a way to steal this game and get on out of here.
Look at the rankings in Class 4A, and Hopkins, the #1 team in the state. Eastview is second. Park Center is playing its season opener tonight against Eden Prairie. St. Michael Albertville, I mentioned, plays at Hopkins next Tuesday. Lakeville North ranked #5, and it's Eastridge. Elk River, Centennial, Wayzata, season opening win for them Tuesday against Maple Grove, and Creighton-Durham Hall rounding out the top 10 in Class 4A.
Yeah, I like that Hopkins girls basketball team. I mean, those girls, they get after it. Sometimes you just sit there and you watch them and you're just amazed, but you know, they have a great basketball program in there. And you know, sometimes with the success of girls and boys, there's like a little friendly competition where they keep the level of play very, very high. And Hopkins going to be a very formidable foe as they try to go for that state championship this year.
We'll take time out and come back with the second half. Cooper 27, Armstrong 24. More prep basketball from Armstrong High School after this.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
The color in my garden keeps the pink in my cheeks. I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels. They're my savior. My name is Lola Silvestri. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Connected Community Experience. It's at the core of what we do and it's what we deliver. Keep watching for a new way to think about and experience Channel 12 and Northwest Community Television.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
27-24, Cooper leading Armstrong as we get ready for the start of the second half. Falcons trailing by 3, as I mentioned during those halftime highlights, led by as many as 7 points during the first 18 minutes, but some turnovers and committing fouls at the other end of the floor. Sees them down by 3 at halftime. Gaston, after missing her first 2 free throws tonight, has made 7 of her last 8.
Well, there have been many turnovers on both teams' part, but if you're Armstrong, you kind of understand it's the first game. Cooper, I'm sure they'd like to take care of the ball a little bit more with some of those unforced turnovers early. Let's see if both teams can solve that problem.
Underway here in the second half. James to Matanda. She'll drive into the lane, off the glass, not good. Ball tipped. Foul up by Kershaw, and she'll go to the line for 2. Well, Kershaw gets the offensive board and a chance to cash in here with foul shots.
Most coaches teach their players when you start the second half, first 5 minutes, very important. So when you have the opportunity to get a stop, you want to get stops because that's how teams get back in the game.
Kershaw missing on the first free throw. Last year averaged 9.5 points. 5 rebounds per game for Armstrong. Misses on both free throws here and then commits the foul trying to get the ball back. That's her second. Hanley, their freshman reserve, the only player for Armstrong with 3 fouls. Nobody on Cooper with 3, but we've got 10 players total with 2 fouls each in this game. There's a 3-point shot up and in for Gaston, who's now got 12 points. Third 3-pointer made by Cooper today. Armstrong has 2. Kershaw out on the left wing. Back out to Matunda. Biggest lead of the night for Cooper now, 6 points. James. Wolf back to James again. Driving, her shot up and in.
It was a nice adjustment by Armstrong, putting Latanda in the middle there because she's able to create. And when the ball gets inside that lane, she knows how to pick and choose what direction to send that ball.
3-point try won't go. Offensive board and up and in Asia Wheeler with the hoop. She's got 5 points. Latanda, a turnaround after getting the pass. Missed it. Ball is in the hands of Lauren Johnson, and a steal by James ahead to Kershaw. Back to James. Kershaw, nice little move to get around the defender and up and in with the shot.
There you go. That was a nice dribble drive move there. Just slashing. You know, even though she's a freshman, you can see where her game is at right now. She's a slasher. Turned down the 3-point shot and took it to the basket. That's what we tell young players. Don't be afraid to take it to the basket.
Missed on the free throw. Foul on Cooper was on Kiara Coops, her third. 32-28. Cooper by 4. Hawks with the basketball. 3-pointer from the corner is up and in. That's Gaston with her second 3 here in the second half. She's got 15 points now. Falcons front court. Wolf off for Patterson. Finds the cutter. Kershaw missed the shot, but she's fouled.
You like to see that. No easy baskets. Kershaw was obviously open, but she didn't give up on the players. Wheeler just making sure, send her to the line. Kershaw, she's missed quite a few free throws, so you know you want to put her on the line and force her to score.
Makes this one, but she is 4 for 8 in the game from the line. Following Asia Wheeler is her third. Now Kiara Wheeler, 8th grade sister, is in now. Kershaw will try to cash in on the second one. That is up and in. So this time, sophomore Kershaw able to hit both. Still, it's Cooper by 5, in large part for those 3-pointers that Gaston has hit here in the second half. Backcourt pressure by Armstrong. Cooper able to break it. They get it to Gaston. Now off on the pass. Shot missed by Lauren Johnson and rebounded by Motanda. Slows it up a little. She comes to the front court and then drives right back to the hoop. A little strong there. Rebound by Kiara Wheeler. Harvey looking up court. Hands it off. Kiara Wheeler up and in. First basket tonight for the 8th grader.
Nice move there.
7-point Hawks lead. Open is James, back to Kershaw. She'll drive the paint and gets fouled by Wheeler. Kiara Wheeler, who picks up her second. Kershaw back to the line.
Cooper's come out this second half with a lot of energy. First starting on the defensive end where they're pressing full court, slowing down Armstrong so they can't get into an offensive flow. And so it's causing a little disturbance with the rhythm of Armstrong's offensive possessions. And Cooper's able to come back, make them play on the offensive end. As you see Gaston knocking down 2 3-pointers. I mean, those kinds of things just really kind of help spread this gap right here.
Kershaw got 1 out of 2, 37-31 Hawks. Harvey to Longs. Back to Harvey. Gaston will try another 3. This one comes up short. Rebound to Breitbach. Motanda releasing, gets to the basket. Wanted to get the 3-point play, couldn't finish, but she will go to the line here for 2 shots.
Just a long rebound there. She pushes it up the floor.
Fouls on Longs, her second. Motanda to the line, comes up short on the first free throw. First foul shot tonight has 11 points and 4 2-point field goals and 1 3 in the first half. Second one is good. 37-32. Talk about foul trouble in the first half. That's 5 team fouls already on Cooper. Ariel here in the second half. Kara Wheeler draws the foul. She'll go to the line for 2.
You talked about the foul troubles of Cooper now. Now Armstrong kind of switching the tide a little bit, really taking the ball to the basket a little bit stronger. But with Cooper trying to create turnovers using their press, it's going to open up opportunities for Armstrong to dribble drive and to get layups. So then they're going to expose themselves to maybe possibly getting fouls here.
Nance back in for Cooper. That foul is on Kershaw, her third. And Kara Wheeler knocks down both free throws. Cooper tonight 11 out of 20 from the free throw line. Right back to James. It's a trap as she comes across half court. Tonda gets blocked by Kiera Wheeler.
Kiera read the scouting report. Stay down. Able to get that great block shot there.
Gaston to Harvey. Looking in for Kiera Wheeler. Now the skip pass across. Back out top it comes to Gaston. Out about the 3 and releases the ball to Harvey instead. And underneath up and in for 2 from Lance. Nance, actually Nance, her first basket tonight. The sophomore gives Cooper a 9-point lead now. Inside, Bright box open, and she'll shoot 2.
Matanda heads up play, keeping her head up. And it's Breitbach just ranging in that paint area. These are some much needed free throws here as the lead's at 9. It's the biggest lead of the game right here. So they need to knock down these. They want to stay in here.
Pep back in for Cooper. Armstrong tonight from the line. 8 out of 17, 8 for 18. Struggled here in the second half, but they do get the offensive rebound. Matanda for Kershaw. Breitbach up and in. So the 2 missed free throws in the end don't hurt as they get possession and put it back up and in. Aston double team, fought through it. Got it off to Heppen. Kershaw blocks it out of bounds. A couple of blocks tonight for Carly Kershaw.
Carly's been everywhere on the floor. She's defensively on the defensive end, playing passing lane. She's been rebounding. She's come out this second half very, very active, attacking that basket.
Hep 3-point try is long, out of bounds. And that's off to, it's still Armstrong basketball. Andrea Tribble, 5'8" 8th grader. 5'4" 8th grader, I should say, into the lineup. So you got a couple of 8th graders to see playing time on this Hawks roster. Drive to the basket, missed. And James muscles the Hawks player for the basketball. Ahead to Bloom, too far. Turnover Armstrong.
As you can see, Coach Buford giving some of his 8th graders an opportunity for varsity basketball. Just shows you she has a bright future ahead of Cooper. So they have many, many young players. So they're just trying to build their program.
Outside shot missed. Rebound underneath and followed up by Alexi Nance. Lead again 9. Latanda for the shot gets fouled.
8th grader Tremble, she just got in the game, John. She hadn't been in there but about 20 seconds. She sees that open three-point shot. She's letting it fly. But what I'm seeing is Coach Buford, she instills confidence in her players. If you're open, take your shot. And that's always a good thing.
That wasn't a shooting foul, Ariel. That is the 7th team foul already. So with nearly 12 minutes to go, Armstrong already into the bonus.
12 minutes and they're already in the bonus, and they probably send the person that they really didn't want at the free throw line in Matanda. So Armstrong, they're going to have to probably switch up their defense also.
She was a 70% free throw shooter last year. She's at 3 out of 4 tonight. Hanley into the lineup for Armstrong. And out goes James. We'll see if those fouls come back to haunt Cooper, giving Armstrong perhaps a chance to cash in. But they have, without the exception of those last two, have not been terribly successful from the free throw line tonight. Gadsden has had a good eye here shooting in the second half. Misses on this three try. Latundai's got it. Got a head of steam ahead of her. Drives to the basket and is fouled. Will shoot two. Went to the floor hard as well. Fouled by Nance.
That's Coach Buford's personality. No easy baskets. Here's a layup that possibly from Matanda, but there's Nance not making it easy for her at all. Playing all the way through, all the way to the end, and not giving her any easy looks. But once again, now we're at the 8th foul, so Cooper has to be careful that they don't get too deep in foul trouble.
Matanda now with 4 straight made free throws. Second one also good. Timeout taken by Armstrong as they pull back to within 5 points at 43 to 39. Excuse me, 43-38, 5-point game. Ariel, well, we have a chance at, let me ask you, your head boys basketball coach at Providence Academy, first full year as head coach, your interim part of last season. Tell me about how things have gone so far the first 2 weeks of practice here.
So far, so good. You know, of course, I would like a little bit more time with them, so I'm adjusting to the high school, Minnesota State high school rules where you can only be around them so much. So that's a little unnerving for me because, you know, we have a group of young, talented players. They're still working to grow and become better players. So they seem to be buying in slowly, step by step. So just looking to just nurture that and turn them into a competitive team.
And your first game?
First game is next Tuesday, and we're anxiously awaiting that. I'm sure they are because we've been doing a lot of running, a lot of sprints, a lot of killers. So they're ready to play. But we're enjoying the moment, and you know, I'm just hoping that the kids buy in and just accept what my coaching staff is doing, so we can grow that basketball program.
Well, Cooper has had the lead here since halftime. It was 9, now down to 5. There's 4 free throws. Last couple possessions by Motanda for Armstrong has got them back to within striking distance. 2-possession game. Backcourt trap, and Patterson trying to come over and knock the ball away. Instead, commits the foul on Gaston. And Ash Patterson, that'll be her 3rd. Third team foul on Armstrong. Again, Cooper's already committed 7. Asia Wheeler will try the 3. Too strong, long rebound. Matanda's got it. Missed on the shot. Nance rebounds, outlets quickly to Asia Wheeler. She'll take it strong to the basket. And Patterson picks up her 4th.
Enjoying the pace of this game. I mean, the ladies are getting up and down the floor. You have Matanda go all the way down coast to coast. She misses. Then Asia Wheeler gets the steal, gets the outlet pass, and she takes it coast to coast. Just great pace here.
I think Patterson felt that she didn't. She had more ball than hand, but I think anytime a referee sees you kind of reach for the ball there, more often than not, you're going to get the call against you.
Exactly, John. You have to get in front of your person. Referees have the tendency when they see you reaching, they want to call foul. So she's just got to square, be solid in her defense, and she'll be rewarded for that.
Wheeler made both free throws. Matanda again unable to finish, and then Kershaw picking up a foul from behind. Carly Kershaw, I think that was a foul. And so now quickly Patterson and Kershaw have each picked up their fourth fouls, and each a starter for Armstrong. So big moments here the last 30 seconds for the Falcons going down the stretch. The two starters with 4 fouls. Patterson on the bench. Kershaw probably headed there soon. Hanley rebounds to miss. Starts Armstrong back up. Hanley in a lot of traffic. Takes it strong to the basket and will go to the line for 2. The freshman gets rewarded with a trip to the line. Fouls on Nance, her 3rd. And Hanley gets her first point of the night. Kershaw remains in with the 4 fouls for Armstrong.
She's been their most active player, and so sometimes you just ask her to be smart, try not to foul, but got to keep her on the floor.
Wow. Breitbach commits the foul in the backcourt. Her first, and now Armstrong with 16 fouls. So Cooper is in the bonus the rest of the way. And I'm guessing we'll have more than our share of free throws to be shot yet in the last 10 minutes and 20 seconds. Asia Wheeler missed on the 3, trying to foul her own shot. And it ends up in the hands of Lauren Johnson. Is able to score off the pass from Asia Wheeler. Johnson's first basket tonight. Armstrong some trouble in the backcourt and saved it back to the middle of the court, but Matanda ended up with it, missed the shot, and back comes Cooper. Lead pass ahead, Asia Wheeler, an offensive foul. Player control foul. And we'll look at it again.
Even though Matanda missed it on the other end, Armstrong didn't give up on the basket there. They were able to get themselves in position to take an offensive charge.
That was Gaston, on the foul. That's her 3rd.
Still 9 minutes left too. She's got to be careful.
Matanda back for Kershaw. Not good. Got her own rebound. Will put it back up strong around the rim. It won't foul. Fall for her, and Nance had the rebound. Outlets to Asia Wheeler. Hesitation and back out with a pass to Johnson. Now it's Gaston. Long 3-point shot. Comes out. Ball tipped to Lauren Johnson. Up over Breitbach with the hoop.
Those are those second chance opportunities. And so as we get late into this second half, Armstrong, they've upped the pace a little bit this second half, playing a little too fast. And so with foul trouble and this kind of pace, they're wearing down a little bit. And I can see that Cooper now is taking advantage of going to that offensive rebound, getting second chance points. And that's what's starting to separate this lead right now.
Look at those fouls. Tondo will go to the line for 2 shots. Double bonus time already for Armstrong. (49-41). James back in after the 2 made free throws by Matanda. Cooper still by 8, and a steal by Kershaw. Spins to the basket, traveled.
Oh, Katie, I give it to you. I just love the spin move there. Just the effort was perfect. I don't know there, John.
No.
I don't know there. sometimes when referees, they see an awkward move, their tendency is to just call a violation for it, but it looks like she executed that spin move pretty effectively.
Nance too strong off the glass, out of bounds, and then off the hands of Coops and out. So it's Armstrong basketball. Okay, Harvey back in for Cooper, number 10. Right back inbounding. James to Brightback, back to James. Hanley, and a pass too high for Kershaw and out of bounds.
See, this press is speeding Armstrong up as they're wearing down later in the second half. Foul troubles, you know, they're a little worn down. This is when the unforced turnovers start to happen often.
Well, Armstrong's only gone 8 deep tonight, too. Cooper, well, a couple of players haven't played many minutes. They've gone 12 deep.
Yeah,
so
Cooper.
they have a little more depth.
Yeah, they do.
At least that's their rotation tonight. They've showing more players, getting some more minutes, whereas Armstrong, as I said, in just their first game, with just 8 players. You got a foul away from the ball on Armstrong, or excuse me, on Cooper. Whistled against Kiara Wheeler. That's her third.
When you can go 10 deep, you can now tell your players there's no reason to save any energy. You just go out there, play as hard as you can, because you know that there's a sub that can come in for you.
Nice play from behind. Gaston stole the ball. Armstrong got it back. Patterson was back into the lineup. Was blocked by Wheeler. Nice job by Kiara Wheeler. Pull-up jumper by Gaston in and out. Wolf with the rebound for Armstrong. And then Harvey trying to get the ball back. Hit the ball on the baseline with the dribble. It's Armstrong basketball. James to Hanley and the Wolf into the front court. Patterson. 10-footer won't go. Ball tipped out. Hanley had it and stripped away from her by Asia Wheeler. 2-on-1 break. Fakes the pass. Goes up with a shot. And is fouled after get the basket. Nice play by Asia Wheeler. Getting the hoop. You see she had Harvey on her right. Instead goes strong to the basket. Finishes. And gets fouled by James.
That's one of those plays where, you know, Asia Wheeler, she's one of their top scorers, and that's one of those plays where, hey, I only got 6 points. I'm about to make this one, okay?
Free throw comes out. 10-point game, 7 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second half. Matondo right baseline up and good. Trying to get Armstrong back in the game. It's 20 points now for the sophomore. Kiara Wheeler to Harvey into the paint to the basket. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
The first half, Armstrong, they were closing down those lanes, really helping with anybody trying to beat you off dribble penetration. As this game is wearing down, their legs are wearing down, so it's a little bit more difficult to make that lateral slide there. So they just have to be patient on defense and maintain their discipline and try to keep people out that paint.
Last foul on Wolf. It's her third. Harvey looking for her first point tonight. Second one missed short. Kershaw rebound, stepped out of bounds. And Kershaw thought there was contact from behind her by Coops, causing her to step out. Instead, it's just a turnover against Armstrong. And the basketball back for the Hawks. Good job working it around the perimeter. Corner 3, missed though by Asia Wheeler. Ball on the floor. They don't get a backcourt foul whistled against T.T. Longs. It's a third foul on Longs. James to the other end for 2. Free throw up and in. James, first time to the free throw line tonight, has 5 points in the game. One out of two. Patterson got a hand on it, but the game's up in the hands of Kiara Wheeler. Now it's Asia Wheeler. Harvey. And back out, Asia Wheeler. Harvey back out, Asia Wheeler again. Hobson is Kiara Wheeler, a little step back move. Gets the shot up and in over Patterson. Nice job by the 8th grader who's got 6 points all in this half.
You can see the excitement that every time she's in a position to score and she scores, that, you know, a crowd or teammate are really cheering hard for her and just boosting her confidence. She's been a lift. She's been a lift for Cooper tonight, doing what she's been doing on the defensive end and the offensive end.
Tonda turns and fires on the 3, missed it. Ball comes back to Gaston. And still stolen back by Makonda, lost it, knocked away out of bounds as Wheeler got back defensively to prevent the layup try. Good defense and hustle play by the Hawks. Make Armstrong work on this possession. Falcons trail it by 9 with just over 6 minutes to play. Gaston a step in, knocks it away. How many times have you seen that tonight from Drew Gaston? She just knows when that pass is coming. Not necessarily getting steals every time, but disrupting the offensive tries for Armstrong often. There's a foul here as Makonda had it, and Gaston this time is going to be whistled for a foul. That'll be her 4th.
Gaston's one of those players. She has what's called a nose for the ball. She just seems to know where it is all the time on the court. She likes to take those chances.
Makonda has made 8 consecutive free throws here in the second half after missing her first one. Gaston goes to the bench with a 4th foul. Makonda hits them both. 53-46. Armstrong back to within 7. Wide open as long as he scores and is fouled.
It's a hard foul, too, though.
Good spot by Asia Wheeler to find Longs, and TT able to score it. And will shoot one. In and out, rebound by Kiara Wheeler. Turns off the glass, not good. Makonda in a lot of traffic, had it stripped away. Back to Kiara Wheeler, missed underneath, and Coops will go to the line to shoot 2. A lot of second chance opportunities for the Hawks tonight.
They're just relentless. I mean, when you're 10, 12 deep, I mean, you can just bring them in. Fresh bodies, bring them in. You tell the girls, keep attacking that glass, and eventually the other team wears down.
Fouls on Breitbach, her 3rd. First foul shot missed by Coops.
I'm looking at Armstrong players' body language. Everyone has their hands on their hips. That means they're wearing down a little bit.
Second free throw is good for the junior. 10-point lead again for the Hawks. Makonda for Kershaw. Back to Makonda. Armstrong will reset. Bounce pass to James. Back out. Breitbach. Skip pass. Kershaw and Mullane. A little runner. Not good. And rebounded by Asia Wheeler. Pull up. 18-footer. Too strong off the iron. Coops has a hand on it. It's tied up. And we get a jump ball as James and Coops tie up. Possession arrow will keep it with the Hawks. Pretty quickly here, Ariel, Armstrong's going to need a run. You know, they can't keep trading baskets here, even a 3 for 2.
Yeah, they need a couple stops right here. Get a a defensive stop and get the rebound and push it. But yeah, they're going to need definitely a run here as this clock is winding down, and Cooper up 10.
Kiara Wheeler, big presence here in the second half. Both ends of the court, now to 8 points, all in after halftime. Kershaw James almost traveled, gets it off to Matanda.
You look at Armstrong, they're looking for answers, and so looks like they're really trying to force the ball to Matanda and hoping that she can score.
Too strong, missed on the shot. Asia Wheeler ahead to the basket and the hoop by Lauren Johnson, and Cooper pulling away. It's now a 14-point lead. James ahead to Matanda. Driving around Asia Wheeler, too strong. Comes back to Matanda, another try, that one up and in. Timeout Armstrong.
She's got that runner down, you know.
Yeah.
She gets in the lane, left or right. She knows how to put it off that window. Here's Cooper in fast break, pushing the pace as Asia Johnson takes it strong to the basket. That's what Cooper has been doing all game, though. Rebounding the basketball, getting that outlet pass, and getting the ball up the floor. And slowly, you know, this was a game, you know, at halftime and even the first 5 minutes of the second half. But that size, the depth in that Cooper bench has slowly worn down Armstrong.
The bench points here in the second half for Cooper, 14 to 3 for Armstrong. Wheeler and Lauren Johnson have been big off the bench for the Hawks.
When you look at Cooper, 5 players on the floor all have the ability to score the basketball, so that's what makes them difficult to defend. The majority of them can handle the ball, other than maybe the inside players, like maybe Nance or like maybe Kiara Wheeler. But that slowly has worn down Armstrong. You can look at the ladies' faces now. They're looking kind of desperate right now, just looking for an answer. But it's going to take it. The only answer is going to come is on the defensive end. They have to get some stops, get some rebounds, get out in fast break, maybe hopefully get some penetrate and kick out for some three-point baskets. With 4 minutes left and down 12, maybe they can get a steal here on this defensive possession.
60-48. And looking for more as Coops is fouled and will shoot 2. Armstrong foul is on Tiana James, her 4th. And Coops hits on the first free throw. Second one is good. 62-48, Cooper. Through the hands of James, turnover Armstrong. Drive to the basket, up and in with the hoop. Jude Gaston. It's a 16-point Cooper lead. James running in another turnover. Armstrong, the wheels just coming off right now.
It was Haley, you know, she's probably thinking about the last play. And so sometimes when you spend a moment thinking about the last play, you end up making a mistake again. So she's just got to be patient, not try to get it all back in one possession. You have to slowly get it back because there's enough time.
Gaston, 3-point shot. Missed, but underneath is Lauren Johnson for the rebound and putback. 18-point Cooper lead. Hanley to the front court. Kershaw to Wolf. Baseline off the iron, not good. Rebounded by Nance. Longs to the front court. Here's Johnson. Coops. Hawks can be patient here. Drive on the baseline and back out with it on the dribble as Longs. Into Nance, up and in.
Nance has been working all game, fighting for that post position, and early on, there was a lot of double teaming and triple teaming whenever she would try to get the ball, but as Armstrong is kind of wearing down, she's having her way.
Kiana James is...
Looks like she kicked it.
Yeah.
Looks like Longs kicked it.
Still possession for Armstrong. Cooper's somewhat, we talked about Wheeler and Gaston especially early, and their top scorers coming back. But as we've seen here as this game has gone on, a lot of girls can put the ball in the basket for the Hawks.
Well, that's what you want. You want to be able to develop all of your players because you never know when you're going to need them. And when you can go deep, all of a sudden you can do different things. You can pressure the ball and be very, very aggressive and create a lot of tempo. So you can see that Coach Buford is trying to instill that into the program, and the girls are buying in.
Tondo with that last basket. She's got 26 now, but not much else for Armstrong offensively. They haven't been able to develop, at least in this game, a secondary score to complement. Nintendo keeps her dribble nicely, gets it out to Wolf. Her three-point try, not good. Ball knocked away, but ends up in the hands of Johnson. Into the front court for Cooper. Johnson gets blocked by Kershaw out of bounds.
Cooper, they have that threesome. They have Wheeler, they have Gaston, they have Johnson. And they can go deep in their bench. Maybe for Armstrong, you just have Mutanda, and now they're just in search early in the season. Who's going to be they know who Batman is going to be. Who's going to be Robin? Who's going to be Catgirl? You need a good threesome to be a competitive team in today's basketball.
Got a minute 15 to play here in the second half. Turning, Kershaw gets another try at it. Who get the ball out on the dribble. Runner on the baseline. Matanda's shot missed. Rebounded by Johnson. Tie up on the floor. It's off Johnson. And over to Armstrong.
Kershaw, she's going to be a player of the future for Armstrong here. I mean, she plays hard. I can see an honest effort. She just sells out on every possession. She gives her 100%. So right now she struggled a little bit with some of her finishes around the basket from the free throw line, but the effort is there. So if you coach Easley, you want to continue to encourage her because she could be a player.
The last one actually off of Armstrong. It was in Cooper's hands. Jayla Relaford missed the shot. Back at the other end, Armstrong trying to answer. Matunda gets the offensive board and puts it up and in.
Matanda, she's had those foul problems early, and she still has almost 30 points. So that's what Armstrong is going to be in search for. Who can be that secondary option, that third option? It was Patterson early on. She was really trying to force the paint play, being physical inside. But I'm sure Armstrong's going to be looking for that as they evolve into their season.
Cooper, after tonight, will play off till next Thursday. They're at Minneapolis South. Their first home game not until Thursday the 15th, 2 weeks from tonight. They'll host Minneapolis North. Armstrong's going to play a back-to-back. Ariel, tomorrow night they're at Simley High School, and then they will come back here to play their first conference game on Tuesday against the Champlain Park Rebels.
That North girls game against Cooper is going to be very interesting. You have both University of Minnesota, ex-University of Minnesota women's basketball players in Buford and Crystal Flynn over there. So that's going to be a great game to watch. It's going to be high and intense.
Relaford with a three-point shot. Jayla Relaford, an 8th grader.
Coach
gets
Buford,
in the scorebook.
Coach Buford showing her future out here. These girls are coming out here confident. They all seem to be really fundamentally sound. Great. They got great basketball technique in terms of their shooting form, the way they dribble. They're able to make plays for each other, so that's a good thing.
And that'll do it. Boy, Cooper really pulling away in that second half in what was a close three-point game at halftime, and even still close for several minutes of the second half. But Cooper, it's bench, kind of wearing Armstrong down on the end and then pulling away for a nice, impressive opening 8th win. And they're 2-0 for the first week of the season.
It's a great start for them. Gaston came out in the second half and established her presence early, knocking down three-point shots, pushing the pace. On the other end for Armstrong, Matanda doing the best she could, but it was a great effort by both teams. And for Armstrong, they got to make some adjustments, but for Cooper, they're on and rolling.
We'll take a break. We'll come back, wrap things up here from Armstrong High School. Cooper wins it over Armstrong, 70-52 the final. We're back in just a moment.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Connected Community Experience. It's at the core of what we do and it's what we deliver. Keep watching for a new way to think about and experience Channel 12 and Northwest Community Television.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
A big second half of the balanced scoring attack leads the Cooper Hawks to a 70-52 win tonight in girls basketball. Welcome back to Armstrong High School. John Jacobson and Hawks 2 wins to open the season. Beat Totino Grace on Tuesday and then a win against their district rival tonight. Giving them a 2-0 record to start the season. Again, they'll have some days to practice. Their next game will be next week against Minneapolis South, whereas Armstrong's going to come right back and play on Friday night against Simley High School. So it'll be interesting to watch these teams as they progress. Armstrong's got that first game out of the way. Now they've got another test on Tuesday before they start conference action next Tuesday here against Champlin Park. But again, the Friday game against Simley in between. Our next TV telecast coming your way Tuesday night. Hopkinsboro's girls basketball, #1 in Class 4A. They host #4 St. Michael Albertville. Watch for that one live on Channel 12 at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, December 6th. That'll do it for our telecast tonight here at Armstrong. For Ariel McDonald and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage of our high school girls basketball opener for the season tonight on 12 Sports.